We are back, and today's video, it's going to be quick, but it is going to be worthwhile. So today, one of my good mates come to visit, and not just a mate that lives around the corner. This mate lives 1,400 kilometers away, so I very rarely get to see him. He's also one of the very few people that I actually personally know that knows that I actually create YouTube content, and he's really supportive of it. So while he was here today, we had a look through all the bikes that I have, which are slowly becoming quite abundant. Once again, I have quite a few to get through, but he was showing particular interest in a couple of the fixed gear bikes that I have, which are my personal bikes. I really didn't have anything to offer him, or so I thought. Because once he left, I actually realized that I had these two bikes out the back, which have been sitting out there for quite a while. And yeah, I was looking for a reason to bring them in out of the rain. And what better reason than to gift my mate a new bike? So today's video, we're gonna do exactly that. So what we have here is a 55 centimeter SE bikes, and I think it's the Draft Lite. And we also have a Reed Griffin. So by all accounts, the Reed is probably in good enough condition that I could just clean it up and give it to him as is. However, I don't have a seat post, and the seat that's in there is fixed. You can't adjust the angle of it. It's just off a BMX bike. And yeah, I think that could lead to a lot of pain in the nether region. That is one reason why I won't be using this frame. Also, it is 1-inch threaded steerer, and I don't have any wider handlebars than what is in this quill stem here. So I would prefer to opt for this bike here with 1 1/8 steerer. We can have any sort of stem that we want, and I can put some wider bars on. So the bars that are on it are quite narrow, and the stem that is on it doesn't really match with the rest of the bike. So I've actually got the bars that were off the fluid dual suspension bike that we have been stripping parts off in the last couple of videos. Now the stem that's on this, it could be used. I think it might be a little bit long and a little bit too high of a rise. So on the off chance that my mate actually wants to get into fixed gear freestyle, which I think is slim, but who knows? I have this nice short stem, which yeah, it'll look a lot nicer. And it will also give the option for easier bar spins if he does decide to go in that direction. So there's not too much that I actually have to invest into this bike to get it up and running. We have a decent wheel set that is on the Reed, which the wheels are in actually quite good condition, and the tires are in really good condition. The tubes don't hold air, so I'll bang 2 new tubes in. Now, the pedals that are on here, I probably could use, but I think I'm gonna opt for the plastic pedals that actually come off the Fluid Alpine from my gravel series. Like I mentioned, the handlebars will be off of the dual suspension fluid bike that we've been stripping parts off the last couple of videos. This stem, I don't know where it come from, but is in my parts box. So we'll be using this, and we might bang a new set of grips on. So total cost, we are looking at less than $50, I believe, which is, yeah, it's a great starting point. Normally I'll pick up a fixed gear bike for say around 20, 30 bucks on Marketplace, and I can clean them up and get about 100 bucks for them. I would say this bike here would clean up to be in, yeah, pretty similar condition. I can't see any reason why this bike's not gonna be worth sort of around that $100 mark. I'm on a bit of short notice as well. So this chain's a little bit rusty. It'll still do the job, but I don't have time to go out and get a new one, unfortunately. It's currently 6:30 in the evening. I am busy tomorrow, and the day after is a public holiday, which is also the day that he is leaving the coast. So yeah. Sorry, Rocky. The bottom bracket spins quite freely, as you can see. There's no play in it. I don't really want to pull it apart, so I'm not going to. I'll check that the chainring bolts are tight and that the square taper bolts on the actual crank arms are tight. But yeah, I won't be pulling it apart. I will drop the headset out and give it a clean and grease. up. So we've got it torn down to as far as I'm going to go with it. Now it is the point of just cleaning it up and slowly assembling it back together. But yeah, like I said, quick video, and true to form, I was in a bit of a rush. I just totally forgot to get any B-roll of the bikes before. So the only clips that I'm going to have are the ones where they were just sitting there prior to when I started working. But yeah, we'll get some clips at the end, I guess, and it should look good then. So we got the front wheel done, freshly greased bearings, runs beautiful and smooth. Tires in good nick, new tube. I've given the rims a bit of a polish, and I mean, they're not perfect, but for reference, that's what we started with, and that's where we're at. And also, I would never really put a valve cap on, but seeing as they're yellow, I thought, why not? It might tie in. So now, yeah, we've got the front wheel done, onto the back wheel, and pretty much time to start assembling. So here we have it, a functioning fixed gear bike, and I think it come up looking pretty cool. It's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but it is a lot better than the fixed gear that I started riding on. Also, now that I sort of know a bit about fixed gears, I know about geometry and what is actually going to be good for future-proofing a bike. Now, while it is a high tensile steel frame, and I wouldn't advise that you go out and try and bust tricks out on it, or nothing too wild anyway. I've ridden heaps of high tensile frames in the past and I've never had an issue. For anybody that's looking to get into fixed gear and wants to try out fixed gear freestyle, you're gonna want something that has bar spin clearance. Now, this is a 55 centimeter SE bikes, either a draft light or a lager. I'm not sure which one. I don't know if there's much difference between the two, but with the pedals in the 90-degree position and a 25C tire up front, you can see there's no toe overlap and heaps of down tube clearance. So yeah, if you want to get into fixed gear freestyle and you want to learn bar spins, this would be a really good starting point. They pop up all the time cheap. I don't know if there's the same amount of clearance on the smaller frames. I do have a small frame here, but I don't think I'll ever build it up. If you want to try it out and you're on the coast and you want a small frame, I have a draft light in small with a fork, and you can have it for free if you want. I tried to sell it. I've had it on Marketplace for like 6 months for 20 bucks and no one's been interested in it. So yeah, if you want a small SE Bikes frame in the chrome finish with just as much rust, then yeah, it's yours to come and grab. But for now, I'm gonna take this out the front, give it a little burl, make sure that everything is tight and ready to go. And then we're meeting up with our friends for breakfast, where I'll give him his new bike.
With straps, because if you have a strap on your front foot, you can sort of lift your foot up, yeah, at the same time as you put it back. It's hard, but once you get used to it, it's so fun. But it's just like cool shit to muck around with. Like, it makes you feel like a kid again when you're riding it, because you're just doing like the dumbest stuff, but it's just fun to do. Yeah. We got some like pretty good bike infrastructure out here. Yeah, like this sort of bike paths and stuff all around here. Have you got your phone on you?
Don't use iPhone?
Hey. No? Fuck no. Especially if you need to log into it. Well, actually, way better this way anyway, because all these things are yellow when you go this way. I'll just move my bike out of the way. Yeah. I didn't realise when I was riding up, I was like, oh, this looks cool, matches the bike. And then when we turned around, I was like, what was I thinking? Like, everything's blue. Yeah, T-top.